Hello and welcome to a Vintage League on a Friday night. We are playing Matt Murray's 4 Mystic Sanctuary combo deck. If you want to know what the combo is you play 4 islands. I know, it's a pretty crazy combo, but you know, it works. In reality, you're looping Time Walks and Gushes with Mystic Sanctuary and Uro, and that's basically the whole deck. Take a bunch of turns, attack a bunch of times with Uro, do degenerate things. So it's not a low skill floor deck, so we'll see. I have to kind of learn as we go here, but it's like 74 of 75 of his 5-0 list. I think I changed a Spell Snare for a Tamiyo because waifu points. And that's it. That was battle. I can only assume that this is what we want to be doing. I like to keep. Seems like a skill you should learn, Jake. Oh, we need a Mystical Teachings? That's true. So we can get our Growth Spiral. I mean, it's not like there's 2 incredible resources you can go look for on how to sideboard with Pio. Like, I don't know what to tell you at this point, man. You can literally go look at any of my VODs or any of Brian's VODs, and I'm sure you can figure out how to sideboard from there. I actually do think that Tamiyo might be good in this deck. The problem with Tamiyo is, of course, it dies to Pyroblast like every card in this deck. But it does interact really well with Delve and Mystic Sanctuary, and obviously Regrowth effect is definitely welcome in this deck as well. So I have high hopes for the Tamiyo. See what opponent's up to. I believe when I played Brian last time, it was on Breach or Breach Pio. It was something interesting, I thought. I thought it was like a very interesting version of Breach or something like that. We'll have to see what they're up to today. That seems like a good draw to me. I don't think there's any reason to play anything. Would rather just try to get a end of turn Growth Spiral. It could be right to like cast Growth Spiral in response to this Preordain. I could see that being correct, but because now they could like Pyroblast me or something, but I don't think I would care about that. That's the only thing. So this certainly looks like Breach to me, but we just have to keep our eye out for some spiciness. You can't pay for me to follow you on Twitter. Come on, man. I have standards. I just told you you can't. Congratulations. Thank you, Jake, with the Twitch Prime. You're now 1 month resubscription. I appreciate that. Enjoy your emotes and subscriber button thing. Button thing? Button thing. So I'm actually going to respond to this Lotus, because we do have Dazes in our deck. I kind of think that I would Daze this if I hit one. Should automatically put you as a sub. If it doesn't, then you might just have to wait for a... Are you linked with your Twitch account to it? For people who don't know, anyone who subs to me on Twitch gets a special role in the Discord and can enter the very secret channel where I give out all the secret tech. I just did it manually, but you should probably link your Twitch to Discord. Alright, well, I'm gonna put one of these sanctuaries in play. Alright, so what are we gonna do now? That's the next question. Are we just gonna jam a Narset here? That would mean they probably don't have a Pyroblast if they're just gonna play a Lotus. They know we have a Narset in hand. I think it makes a lot of sense. Do we play around Daze? Sure, why not? We might just be supposed to jamming Uro here, but we don't really have any things to hit off our Sanctuary. So I'm not thrilled about that. What if we just do this? This is a combo deck. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, this just resolves, which is interesting to me. It might mean they have a lightning ball, but I think it's definitely worth it to go find a spell. We'll probably hit Ancestral anyways, right? Probe, not a bad one. I'm definitely down for a probe. I'm willing to cast it too, I think. See what Brian has. So it is Breach. They have a Force and a Flusterstorm, an LED, and a Breach. Interesting. It's interesting that they were okay with Narset resolving, because they know they could win the fight. It's a little surprising. Because Narset really stops anything they're trying to do right now. Wow, a Gush is a draw. A Gush is a draw. We've already made our land drop this turn, so it doesn't really make any sense to Gush right now. We're just going to pass. I mean, I think we're winning this game by a large amount right now, I would assume. If they cast Breach here, that does nothing, right? Unless they know they had a... Well, they've already used all their red mana. This just doesn't do anything, right? Because we have a Narset in play. Alright, I'm gonna let this resolve. I mean, we would lose the Force battle anyways. But I just don't understand what this card does. Unless their last card is Intuition. Okay, the card they drew for turn is Brain Freeze. I mean, I guess that's pretty good. So now they're looking to hit Demonic or something. Mystic's Merchant Scroll is good. Red Elemental Blast works. And they did hit Demonic as well. Of course, they hit Demonic. So I guess, oh, just Brain Freeze just kills me, right? I guess. Because they have enough, because they have a Lotus. So I wasn't even going to win this Force battle anyways. So what can I even do? I can't even win. I have to, like, find a Mind Break trap off my Gush, right? I guess that's the only thing I can do. Because I do have a Mind Break trap in my main. But they're just gonna fluster my Gush, I assume. I'm just gonna lose because they have Force Fluster. So just them, they drew a they drew a Brain Freeze for turn and won because of it, right? That's like, that's just the bottom line here. I was never gonna be able to. Yeah, I guess I just fucking got top decked. Understood. Yeah, I don't think I can ever do anything. So I guess maybe I was supposed to force the Breach, lose the Force battle, and then Gush. No, because they would just force my Force and then fluster my Gush. That's like, it's pretty unreal, actually. But okay, sure. I can't believe I must have been like 95% to win that game. They just have to not draw a Force. Sorry, not draw Brain Freeze. All right, whatever. Do we board cards here? Maybe we can board in Hydroblast. I guess that's pretty reasonable. What do we want to take out? None of these cards are like bad. Maybe like we could Trimmus Force and a Brazen Borrower or something. Not 100% sure. I just thought we were like 100% to win that game, but I guess, yeah, I guess we lose to that. Okay. This is Matt's list. It's just Matt's list. So I'm gonna keep here and hope to time walk into a land that comes into play untapped. And then just slam an Narset. And hope they don't have force. Very sad. Thank you for the sub, non-interactive, for the 21 months. Hype. Appreciate that. Almost 2 years now. Getting there. It's crazy. Did they like know there was a brain freeze and that's why they let the Narset resolve? Yeah, okay, so they knew they had a brain freeze on top because they pondered and didn't shuffle. And that's why they let the Narset resolve. Okay, sure. I guess it doesn't matter that I get an island because they're definitely not on wastelands. Alright, it was not the land we were looking for, and none of those are either. We actually have a very large amount of lands in our deck compared to a normal deck, I think. But that's mostly to facilitate the growth spirals. Sprite dragons, huh? Those could be a problem. We don't really deal with sprite dragons, but I guess we have Hydroblast. Destroy Daze, alright. We were unable to locate the mana source. There's really no reason for us to Daze a Preordain here. We really want to just hit land and play Narset. Though hitting land and playing Narset's a little awkward because we don't really want it to get hit by Sprite Dragon. Top. Wonderful. I just really want to hit lands. I don't know what I need to do here. Oh, alright, wonderful. Really? Okay. I could hit that with a negation, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense too. I guess it does make sense though if I want to try to Daze this Sprite Dragon, but I guess we're probably just going to Hydroblast it. Doesn't really matter if it gets resolved the turn, you know, before we play an Narset. I just cannot win though. I should do it on their turn so that I can use negation if I need to. I don't know. That doesn't like... I don't really want to miss a land drop. I guess I wouldn't miss a land drop. I just would be net negative. I'm gonna just end of turn Hydroblast here though. Right, this is fine with me. Congratulations. Alright, I'm gonna jam a Narset. If they force here, they have to pitch a card or they're gonna get dazed. If they force pitching a card, we have our own force. I guess they have 4 unknowns at this point, but I mean, I'm willing to We'll need to pitch a Mind Break Trap, I think. Feels like Trap is like really narrow. I get that it like hits the third spell. I would. Why would we not fight over this? If they had a Pyroblast, they would have already used their Pyroblast. Alright, I guess we're just gonna get wrecked, and opponent is going to cast Dig Through Time at the end of turn. I don't know, man. It just feels like we're never ever gonna win this game, so. I mean, opponent can't dig on their turn because they know we have Forest of Negation. If they counter our Narset, like, we don't have a Preordain, we have nothing going for us. Like, I think we want the Narset to resolve. Gosh, okay. I feel like it's just a matter of, like, we drew a worse subsection of cards than our opponent. Like, they've drawn all the same cards that are in our deck, right? I mean, they can't dig if they're casting this. It means they had to have gushed into a Pyroblast or a Flusterstorm. Which they just have to counter, I think. I don't think it's a bad draw. Kind of need to hit a land off this, though, right? At least in the next turn or two. 3, 6 mana, 8 mana. They could play a dig right now if they wanted to. Yeah, but like that's not exact. Like we're not really the control. We're both just blue combo deck. Like just no fear of another days, huh? I guess that happens. I think we're both essentially the same deck. It's really the mirror. They just have a little bit more of a compact combo kill. That's a good draw. Try to leave this Time Walk. That's just like not. They can consider the control deck too here. Like I don't know, man. I understand what you're saying. I just like don't think that that comment has a lot of value in this circumstance. Like the opponent can easily just like outdraw us by having Preordains, right? Like if I don't have Preordains and they have Preordains and they just play a bunch of Preordains and they delve and kill us. I mean, do I care about 3 mana, 3 cards? Yeah, I guess I kind of do. So they have 1 unknown card left, and we have an Uro and a Sanctuary. I mean, I deem that really good for us. A blue card off the top here would have been perfect, because a blue card would have been a Force. So here we put Time Walk on top, and then I guess maybe we didn't want to put Time Walk on top, because that means we're Uro. Yes, we have a land to play off our Uro, so we can Time Walk this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we lose Cruise this way, but it's probably worth it. Do we cast Brainstorm? I don't really see a reason to cast Brainstorm before we attack with Uro, right? So we put the put a Flooded Strand into play, which is a Sanctuary. We Sanctuary back a Time Walk, and we Brainstorm it into our hand. And that's the combo, folks. Playing lands. Oh, yeah, Gush. All right, cool. We take basically the infinite turns. Actually, that might actually just be the infinite turns. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we are both, like, I don't know, 40 of the same 60 cards, and then we just choose a different way to kill each other. Because that's kind of what all the vintage decks are right now in terms of blue decks. They all, like, play a same core of cantrips, delve spells, and fetch lands for Sanctuary. Like, obviously we're playing 4 Sanctuary, so we're playing a very different way of killing, but I don't know. I'm trying to get a point across, but I don't know what that point is exactly. Good streamer, great streamer, best streamer. I don't know if are we supposed to cut this Force of Will? I guess that's kind of my question. It kind of doesn't feel like we're supposed to, but Force of Will is not great in the matchup. It's just okay. I'm kind of okay with it. Let's just rebattle. So yeah, we countered all their spells, and then we took infinite turns and murdered our opponent. So it was nice. I would do it again. I mean, this hand seems fine. I'm a little jealous that opponent had Preordained top to start, but you can't always get what you want. Hopefully we draw an extra land. I think I'm pretty much just straight down to Pyroblast this right now. Our Pyroblast targets are Sprite Dragon and Underworld Breach and Pyroblast. So, like, we have a pretty good selection of them, but Sprite Dragon is easily our hardest to deal with, as we just don't have ways to deal with it, so. Interesting. I guess this allows us to hold open Brazen Borrower, which is nice. Both playing it and holding open negation. So I will pass the turn. I guess we'll just... I hate Brainstorm resolving, but I think you're just supposed to let it happen. I could see, like, maybe a negation here, but I don't think we're gonna gush into Growth Spiral here. I feel like that would be fairly greedy, but maybe I could be wrong. Seems opponents have 4 cards left in their hand. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we do go gush Growth Spiral here. I just, like, don't want... I want to be ahead on mana. I don't think Borrower is, like, the best play. It's really just exposing us to Pyroblast, but if it eats a Pyroblast, that's not the end of the world either, right? I think I'm kind of down. Seems like a good use of mana, especially when we don't have a land to grow Spiral with. So if they want to Pyroblast that, I think it's a kind of a win for us. I mean, theoretically, we could even negate it if we wanted to, but if we gushed, we'd have lands. Yes, but then we would still be behind on lands. I want to be accelerating. But I think you were pretty close to doing the gush thing that you would like. Probably do it this turn, though, just because we're kind of out of gas. Opponent is going to end of turn Intuition. think I'm just gonna hard cast a Force of Negation here. Really bad when the spell resolves. If they are just searching for Breach, it's like mildly annoying, but if they like hit all 3 combo pieces, it's not great. It does make us like a little susceptible to getting killed right now if the opponent already has it all, but awkward. Now we don't have a negation for the Ancestral. Certainly not ideal. We could Gush here and look for a Fluster, but we really only have, what, 1 Fluster in our deck? Which doesn't seem like a value play. Opponent now all of a sudden has 8 cards in hand. They went from 3 to 8. You hate to see it. Time Walk's a great draw, though. So we're definitely going to Gush this turn, as we have a land drop to play, and we can Growth Spiral again. Let's start with Time Walk. Alright, so they had a Pyroblast. Yo, alright, I appreciate that. Thanks for the Switch Prime sub. Ancestral Recall, huh? I'm gonna keep doing this with it on the stack. I have a Mental Misstep in my deck, and a Hydroblast. Hope you had a good Friday. Happy weekend. They're looking like they might have a Force of Will in their deck, or in their hand right now. So we hit our own Force of Will. I don't really think we want to force over this, though. We can get our way back to, like, a Time Walk if we need to. I think they have a Force, though. I don't really want to, like, I really don't want to enter a Force battle right now. So I kind of want to hold this Preordain so that I have Force plus Dig Up. I think I'm still going to die, unfortunately. I think opponent is going to kill us here. Oh, they're not going to kill us here. You do love to see it. What do we think, chat? Do we think end of turn Dig Through Time here? Obviously, they have tons of open mana. Does seem reasonable, though. That's not exactly how it works. I don't know if we actually want to dig here, because we have to get rid of one of these 3 cards. I guess you don't need Ancestral when you have a Gush, kind of. I just think using our mana is going to be a good thing. Maybe we don't want to do this, though. Like, you have to keep the Time Walk, obviously. And then you probably want to keep Ancestral, Gush over Ancestral, I would assume, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, I'm gonna keep Gush Time Walk in my yard and see how this goes. Opponent has a Pyroblast number 2. Don't think I'm likely to fight over this. But I do want to get a Time Walk next turn. We did just take another Pyroblast that could have been targeted at our Brazen Borrower away, which is nice. Alright, time to Sanctuary, a Time Walk. Do we think about Gush, though? No, I think we need a Time Walk to start. Time Walk and then draw Merchant Scroll? What does Merchant Scroll do for us? Nothing? It does nothing. We kind of want an Uro. It's Brainstorm, actually. Did we already use Brainstorm? It does get Brainstorm, which gives us another Time Walk. Okay, I'm in. This kind of needs to resolve, though, and not get negated, maybe. I guess Growth Spiral would be another interesting one. Oh, they have a negation in their hand? Unreal. Unreal good. Breach plays negation? Why? Alright, well, we have a scroll coming up, I guess. I'm so surprised. Negation's like not a good card for your combo deck. Oh, Mystic Sanctuary Ancestral. Repeal into Ancestral. Oh, I guess we lose. Unfortunate. Pyroblast, it seems like a problem, guys. Yeah, we're just 100% dead. I want to have so many cards. Demonic too? I can't believe they play negation. I hate that. I don't like that at all. And losing our Time Walk to Exile has been not ideal here. No, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, it just doesn't protect. It only protects you against other people's combos, not your own. It doesn't like help you combo off, which makes it a really bad combo card. All right. So do we think that they have a third Pyroblast? I guess like we can't really do much about it if they do. What they like, they could have Demonics for Pyroblast here. Clearly, they could have done that. But they also probably just Demonics for Underworld Breach. Which makes me want to just get a Hydroblast. Doesn't really help me, though. So what I probably should do is Merchant Scroll for a Brainstorm, put a Gush on top. No, it's not really good. Oh my god, shut up. Every deck in Vintage is a Xerox deck with a combo finish. Ah! That's not a descriptor. You don't see PO playing Force of Negation. All right. Any deck could. It's a blue card. It pitches to Force. No, we don't. It's just Xerox is a stupid definition. That means almost nothing now. Xerox is actually just called good deck building. That's the trick here. All right, so we have one Hydroblast in our deck. I don't think we're supposed to scroll for Hydroblast when we could Brainstorm into a Gush. Gush back 2 Sanctuaries. Maybe that's not good. If we merchant scroll for a growth spiral, put a gush on the top of our library. Growth spiral into a gush. Sanctuary, the merchant scroll to the top of our library. Am I getting anywhere by doing any of this? Merchant scroll for a Hydro. The problem is I need to get 2 cards in hand, right? I need to get a blue card and a Hydroblast so that I can Hydroblast the Underworld Breach that they got and have Force back up. And then I need to Hydroblast the Sprite Dragon. No, I am aware of that. But I need to draw more than 1 card, is what I'm trying to say. And currently, the only way to draw more than 1 card is Gush and Brainstorm. Let's just Brainstorm here. I think I killed myself. Whatever. I don't care. What if we Brainstorm into the Scroll instead of the Gush? I don't actually think I'm getting very... Am I getting anywhere? Is this actually doing anything, chat? What is this? They have a surgical extraction? No? What was that? Alright, this looks good. This looks good. So, I now have a blue card to pitch to Force, and I can Merchant Scroll for a Hydroblast. And I just lose my land and my days. I could get a cruise at some point if I wanted to Mystical for a cruise. All right. I think I just did it right. Who knows? I need to get 2 attacks with this Brazen Borrower, and I need to not die to Underworld Breach. Okay, here we go. So I have 2 counters for Underworld Breach. I no longer have the ability to put Hydroblast back on the top of my library because I got rid of the land. So if they don't attack with Sprite Dragon, then I need a land. Oh man, I need some help is what I need. All right, so here's Breach, which I have to counter. And if I don't counter, I lose. I can't believe they had a negation, man. What a mess. They pitched a Brain Freeze, 2 cards left in hand. Alright, I got nothing left. Can you beat it? No. Alright, so they just have a 6/6 flyer, which we have to somehow beat. If we had a Time Walk, we would win. We don't have another Borrower in our deck. Drew the Cruise off the top? Oh my god. Yes. Alright, I accept. I accept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, I drew a Cruise off the top, chat. Powerful wizard. No, you have another negation! Oh, you had a hard cast Mind Break Trap. Well, that's bad for the home team. Chat. It's so sad. We're just gonna get Pyroblasted and lose. 100%. 1000%. I feel really sad to have lost this match. I just can't. I feel really sad. That negation was ridiculous.